Beryl, Beryl, Beryl is my school, best education reservoir for young learners just like me. Beryl,
My lovely kids at home, hope you are doing well and you are taking your lessons seriously. But it surprises me that for this time that we have been on this platform, I've not been receiving your assignment. What's the matter? Please, I look forward to get the assignment from you as soon as possible. At least it is an indication that you are out there for me and you are encouraging me. Alright, today in our social studies, we want to continue our lesson as we learned last week. Last week we looked at religious intolerance. Remember what we have learned in religious intolerance? That religious intolerance is the inability to accept that other people have rights to practice their religions. And this will lead to what? Unfriendly relation, hatred, loss of lives and properties, moreover, wasteful spending by the government. These were some of the effects of religious intolerance as we looked at it last week. We also look at causes of religious intolerance. Today, we are looking at how to control religious intolerance. Can we say it together? How to control religious intolerance. Now we have seen the causes of religious intolerance. So how do you think we can control it? Perhaps it happens in our countries, in our environment, or in our locality. If it happens in your locality, how can you control it? Suppose you have grown to the age of an adult. That is what we want to briefly look at in our today's lesson. One of the ways to control religious intolerance is by enlightening our people. That's educating the people about the rights of others, or about the fundamental human rights that people have right to practice their religion. That's number one. Number two is for the religious leaders to lay good examples for their followers. They are to lay good examples for the followers. Another way to control religious intolerance is by organizing seminars and workshops. That is the religious bodies organizing seminars and workshops to enlighten our young people about their tenets of faith and how to live peacefully with others in our community. Then moreover, religious fanatics are to make to face the court of law. Suppose they take laws into their hands. Remember, who is a religious fanatic? Someone that sees his or her religion most superior than other people's religion. That is a religious fanatic. The religious fanatic can do anything to defend his or her faith. So if such happens and such a person takes laws into his or her hand, he or she is to make to face the courts of law. Alright, apart from controlling the religious intolerance, we also see roles played by our religious bodies in national development. Alright, friends, we have been talking about ways or how to control religious intolerance in our locality. Now we have said that proper education of the masses on fundamental human rights. Please, this can be carried out by the government or the religious bodies. Educating the masses on the fundamental human right that people have rights to practice their religion, and so one should not be hindered. Already, proper prescriptions of religious fanatic groups. They can do anything in attempt or in defense of their religious faith. So they should be prohibited from taking unnecessary actions that may go against the law of government. Now people should learn and practice the doctrines of the religion, which teaches love and peaceful living with others. All religions teach their members how to love and live peacefully with one another. So people should practice that. Alright, proper understanding and tolerance of one another is another way where we learn to tolerate and understand our fellow human beings and is our religious faith. It will go a long way to control religious intolerance. Religious leaders, as I have said, should play good examples. They are the people at the forefront, so their followers will definitely take to their lifestyle. So religious leaders should lay good examples for their followers. So how do they do this? By showing love to people in other religions. Then people should obey the law of the country, which prohibits disturbance of public peace and order, and there are other ways too. Apart from these few ones, we have other ways. Now, apart from this, we have relevant values of religious differences. Yes, we have different religious groups in our community. Now, what are the values that are relevant, that is important in each of these religious groups? This we need to have understanding. We need to understand ourselves. You are a Christian, I am a Muslim. There should be understanding that you have your own doctrine and dogma that you believe and practice, and you too should show same to me. Proper understanding is very, very vital. Now, respect. Irrespective of our religious differences, we should learn to respect one another. Another one is tolerance. Then the fourth one there is cooperation. The fourth one there is cooperation. All right, friends. Here are the relevant values of religious differences. Number one, I've said understanding, respect, tolerance, peace, and cooperation. If we practice this in our religious, each of our religious groups, definitely there will be peace. Irrespective of the fact that we have different religious faith in our neighborhood. When we take to these values, there will be peace in our community. All right, from here we have rules of religious bodies in national development. We can't talk about religious intolerance without talking about this. How do religious bodies help in national development? That is not our country, our nation to grow. It is an established fact that the religious bodies provide education. They started education, the formal education of children. By this, they have established many schools in our country are owned by religious bodies, where children are trained to receive their formal education. Apart from that, the religious body also, what do? They provide health facilities and services by establishing hospitals, health centers, and also provide services for the sick in our communities. Then the religious bodies also encourage, that's encouragement of peaceful coexistence and national unity. They preach and practice this and encourage the followers to also imbibe this. Another one is provision of social amenities. The social amenities, we talk about pipe-borne water, provisions of electricity, markets, and other social work. The religious bodies also help to develop our nation by providing these services to the community. We've come to the end of our lesson in social studies for today. But we'll not just go like that. As I said earlier when we started, that you are not really encouraging us, me, Mrs. Bassey in particular, because I've not been receiving your assignment as I expect, only few. So please, it is when I see your assignment that it's an indication that you are following us. You are a part of what we are doing. So parent, please, I plead with you that you assist these little ones to do their assignment by encouraging them and giving them the time to do it. All right, in our assignment. All right, friend, we have come to the end of our lessons for today. But here are a few questions for us to go home with. Number one says, state 4 ways to control religious intolerance. What are the ways we can control religious intolerance? 2, list 4 relevant values of religious differences. Now, 3, mention 3 rules of religious bodies in national development. In what way are these people helping to develop a nation? Then, number 4 as the last, what is the meaning of doctrine? We have come across that word, so what is the meaning of it? Pick your dictionary and get the meaning of the word doctrine. Alright, friends, with this we've come to the end of our lesson. It has been an interesting moment with you in this platform. I am Comfort Bassey Mrs. I say bye for now till next lesson day.